everyone, I'm Survi, your host for the day, and I welcome you all to the 8th Foundation Day of East Corp Group. One company can't change the world to bring the safety, but whoever we work and associate with, we impact their world of safety. This is the philosophy East Corp Group has in serving the nation, and here is the man behind East Corp. Please put your hands together for Mr. Hemant Khadse. So, welcome, sir. So, now it gives me immense pleasure to present to all of you the voices of our esteemed customers and well-wishers who are now a part of East Corp community.
Wow.
I really thank Mr. Hemant Khadse for giving me opportunity and inviting me for. I wish East Corp a very warm progress in future. They are doing wonderful job by creating awareness and imparting training at various level, and for industry, for the different types of occupancies, hospitals, hotel industry, industrial areas. They are doing wonderful job by creating awareness and implementing the minimum fire protection requirement as per the National Building Code and the Fire Act, Maharashtra Fire Act. As you know that the fire services gap of fire services is very huge. We cannot reach to each and every occupancy in the city or the country. So to bridge this kind of a gap, we need various types of stakeholders involvement for creating awareness and ensuring the minimum fire safety at the occupancy level. And this job is done by the East Corp very well. And they have arranged various, during COVID period also, they have arranged different training programs on different aspects of fire and life safety. I wish them very well progress in such kind of event in future, and this will definitely help our society to create awareness and ensuring the life safety and property of the occupants. Thank you very much.
I wish best of luck to East Corp Group Corporation on its 8th Foundation Day. This is really a good thing that the East Corp Group is having its 8th Foundation Day, and they are celebrating it. This is the need of the hour. People like Khadse, they are into the field and giving their best to the community. I wish all the best to East Corp Group. Thank you very much.
Hi Hemant and everybody which is watching. It's a very celebrating day for all of us, for our existence as a company. I joined, actually Hemant joined me, and we established this group 8 years ago, Hemant? 8 years ago. But me and Hemant, we start working earlier in India, in the times that I used to live in New Delhi, not in Mumbai. Don't be insulted. I prefer Delhi, but that's okay. And I'm very glad that we are doing a lot of work together, and I'm bringing my Israeli and international experience to the group in the field of technology, risk assessment, and of course, dozens of projects in the entire fields that the company is dealing with. What can I say? I wish Hemant, myself, and all the associated partners to continue in full gear now after the 1.5 years of the coronavirus that sent us for, unfortunately, not to do almost nothing, but we are full of energy and we are willingly and working towards a better future. So a lot of thanks to everybody and see you later. Thank you.
Namaste. I'm happy to join the 8th Foundation Day celebrations of East Corp. My best wishes to my friend for many years and the life safety crusader Hemant Khadse. He has been sincerely conducting audits and correcting the fire and life safety systems for many of his clients. Please continue the great work and keep us all safe and secure.
Hello friends, my name is Rajesh Shirke. I am a certified safety professional. I want to wish Mr. Hemant Khadse and his team from East Corp a successful 8 years for completing in this field, and I am sure that in the coming years they are going to do an excellent job. I know Mr. Khadse from quite a few years because we have worked together on few projects, and I can tell you that Mr. Hemant and his team are thorough professionals. I really enjoyed working with them. Apart from being a thorough professional, Mr. Hemant is also a very nice human being. He always go out of way to help his friends and colleagues whenever they are in need of help. So all the best, Mr. and your team from East Corp for completing successful 8 years. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Congratulations Hemantji and Harshita on completing 8 years of the wonderful journey which you have started. This is just not the foundation day of your company, but it is the foundation day of the daring decision which you both took to be an entrepreneur. The foundation day of choosing the tough path towards achieving your vision. The approach and objective of your company, objective regarding lives and not just delivering services and product, is highly appreciable. And due to your passion and hard work, you have achieved and shall keep achieving greater heights of success. Best luck for your future venture and wish many more years of joyful journey. Once again, congrats Hemantji and Harshita.
Thank you so much. It is so inspiring and grateful to have you all, customer, stakeholders, associates, family, friends. I really apologize for many people here because we could not accommodate due to the time constraint on the videos, but I'm sure everybody's blessings is here. They are watching, and those who are not still watching, they are still with us. And it is like a pushpa varsha for me. I would say each blessings counts me a lot, means me a lot. So it is really great feeling that today that I have or everybody has in our family to have voices from all the people. Great.
Thank you so much, sir. So, sir, COVID has been a challenging phase for every business, and you've been so busy last few months handling these challenges. It would be great if you could share what challenges you faced and how did you overcome this phase?
I think great question again. Specifically, when the COVID started, March 2020, I remember I was actually traveling to Gaya just the day before when the Janata Curfew was launched by our Prime Minister. So technically I was on move till last day of our COVID started formally in India. But for me, if you ask me, this phase was the best phase for me in the entire tenure that I had so far. It was a meaningful pause, I would say, that nature had given to everyone, including me. And as you said rightly, I was more busier than my business as usual days prior to COVID. Because so much of things was going on in my mind that what can I do better in my life? How can I?
The whole definition of safety completely changed.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, so many things were transpired, and that season we initiated the Vil Bharat initiative, which was a 26-week every Sunday webinar series that we launched last year. It was great success in terms of connecting the people, sharing our experience, knowledge, information. So, in all the possibilities, I would say COVID was not at all a bottleneck for me to do the business for. And I'm sure that's also when your purpose is clear, universe conspires. That's how it is there. We had a lot of opportunities just came in because we were in COVID, and we could fulfill those commitments just because we were under these conditions or constraints. So this COVID phase was not a bottleneck for me. It was a meaningful pause, and we used that in a big way. And both talking to internal team, building our team, building that systems, processes. So that gives me an opportunity to interact with more, create that bond with the people, because had it been no COVID scenario, we could not have that opportunity to work together so closely what we got as opportunity in COVID. Plus, we launched this Vil Bharat initiative every Sunday. That was a 26-week long webinar series that we run through. It was also a great opportunity to interact, connect with the customers, sharing our knowledge, experience, and stories. So I think in all the probabilities, we had a good time. We were busier than the prior to COVID scenarios, and it was a meaningful pause, as I mentioned. It was for me an internal transformative experience. It gives me a lot of strength. How we can be resilient? How can you become more prepared for any kind of an eventuality that can happen? So
the reaction of most people when this happened was, otherwise everybody used to complain, we don't have time, we're always busy. But now when nature gave us that pause, the reaction was clear.
absolutely.
So when all of a sudden, like you said, you're so disciplined, you're so vision-oriented person, and all of a sudden you have to stop, it only takes a very strong leader to understand this, that if you're not working, you're working on yourself.
Yeah.
So did it like instantly come to you, this thought, or did it take some time for you to accept that now we're going to have a small break before we actually continue with our business?
No, actually, it didn't took much time to understand or realize this gap or situation. We were anticipating in advance what could be the situation, and through our team calls, we have already cleared that what we thought we were going to do, how we are going to prepare. I mean, at that time, I remember we had no clarity to how long this one is going to be there, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months. But I remember during our team call, I said, let us plan for a year. Let us invest this 2020 for our internal own learnings. Let us sharpen our pencils so that we are ready for next war. This kind of a preparation.
And did your team support you well during this? And how did you handle your team? Because they must be going through their own stress of insecurity, whether we're going to have this job or we're going to lose it, what if the company shuts down, and all those kinds of fear-oriented thoughts. How did you motivate them and keep them updated?
And that's how the leadership quality matters. And that is how it was a challenge for me also to retain them.
Correct.
To motivate them, and that too from a work from home culture, which was not that common for most of the people in our team.
Correct.
Although for me it was a long time story, because when I got an opportunity to work with Honeywell in 2004, I had an office working from home. So I had a business card with my home address. So WFH, work from home culture, was already there in my blood. But for a team, it was a totally new experience, and get them on board, get them engaged, get them connected on the same page was a difficult task. But I think most of us, I would say, supported. They understood our sentiment and where we are coming from. Some of them were not willing to come to the level. They dropped down, so we said thank you very much. But then we didn't have any kind of a scenario where we have to delay a salary. We had some deductions, but at the same time, we didn't have that kind of a scenario where we had to delay the salary. We had the same cycle of payment. We didn't have any kind of a issue where we had to face any loan liabilities, and that kind of financial stress we didn't have at all. And again, thanks to
which means a lot of planning must have gone even before this crisis must have happened for this to continue on the road.
Absolutely. And again, it comes from our profession that we are in. We are all about emergency preparedness profession. So when we are talking organization to plan for your emergencies, how planned are we internally to delegate this any kind of crisis that may happen? So business continuity, what we teach, we start from here. So that's how we planned, we allocated, arrange our resources in a way that we are capable and have that resilience power to mitigate that risk that we had. So it was a great experience. It was challenging, but I think we all overcome that.
So today we have with us so many people who are watching us today right now, who are from your industry and who must have faced similar crises during these challenging times. What is the message you'd like to give them as to how can they prepare themselves for a situation like this?
I wanted to give this opportunity to express my thoughts here, saying that COVID has actually gave a lot of insight and message to every organization that we are in. I don't want to speak about it, I don't want to talk about negative about it, but I think if you take positive side of it, this moment actually gives us an opportunity to learn, relearn, and unlearn. Because you can keep learning, but if you don't unlearn or relearn, then you're not going to digest that. So I think the first and foremost
updating yourself with time.
Exactly. And these three things are very, very important. Learn, relearn, and unlearn. That's the first thing. Second thing, always have a gratitude. Gratitude towards the universe, towards your ecosystems, the stakeholders that you are in, your family, your entire community that you are in. So gratitude actually gives you a kind of a true spirit internally. It gives you the respect. It gives you that strength to become more resilient. And that ego that you mentioned, it never comes in your mind. Because if you fully have that gratitude.
The gratitude aspect comes within you from the whole aspect of your spiritual side. Since we are talking about crisis, I think it would be great if you could also share how your spiritual life has helped you kind of deal with this crisis or deal with your life in general.
Yeah, that's a great question. Again, spirituality is something that is already with everyone. It's a phase of learning how you want to look at your life as a life. I have been spending a lot of time in reading and watching and associating with a lot of people. So I don't know what's a clear English word that I can look for is a satsang that I mentioned. So my mom is always been telling me is Vivek and satsang. These are the two elements that you need to always have in your thing. And satsang has a very great deeper meaning. It is not spiritual.
A lot
satsang.
of people feel satsang is only when you are like hearing to a discourse or a guru or a spiritual leader.
Correct.
So what is the definition of satsang for you?
It's basically how you keep your thoughts positive, how you keep your energy always live, and that is what the connection with you and your nature.
Correct.
Of course, body, soul, this is what connection, but I always relate to life and nature. And there is always a connection that you need to look for. You look for your true calling, and I'm sure we'll be able to understand where you stand and what's your purpose of life. So spirituality is all about comes, and satsang is a journey. How you are connected with yourself positively, it's all about satsang.
Correct.
Satsanga doesn't need a gathering. Satsanga doesn't need a kind of a spiritual interpretation. Spirituality, a satsang basically makes how you are talking to yourself.
Correct.
And that is what it means to me. And I'm glad that during this COVID.
So any special spiritual practices you follow on your day-to-day life? You were mentioning you meditate and all. So meditation for people is like, it's a cuckoo, you know.
Yeah.
It's not normal. If you're meditating, you're not normal. Or it's something you need to postpone for your, 80s and 90s. It's not something young people do.
Right.
So what practices do you follow, and what would you like to say about that?
For me, this again 2 words actually which I implement. It's not that I want to just talk about it. Seva and sadhana. These are the 2 things that I always love and what I do. Because that gives me that spiritual connection or strength. And seva sadhana again need not to be in one direction. It can be whatever you do. Like in our business, we always follow CSR, corporate social responsibility. It is nothing but in a true sense a spiritual.
Correct.
What you are giving back to society. So for me, an organization like a small organization like us, we don't fit into that bracket of CSR. But essentially, we can modulate our service in a such a way that we are giving back to society in the form of CSR. We don't have that 2% bracket of spending or getting that income tax benefit of CSR. But
Again,
for me,
it comes back to the intention.
Yeah.
You want to do CSR because you want tax benefit, or
Exactly.
you're doing it because you actually want to give to the society.
exactly. So we design our organization in a such a way that your service itself is giving.
Correct.
Love, serve, and give. That is what we need to follow, and I'm sure this is applicable to every organization that you see around. And again, this is a COVID learning.
Correct. When you're working, smoking is just like a normal thing. If somebody wants to smoke, they'll just go ahead and smoke. They'll not be thinking about how somebody else is going to perceive me. So I'm also a meditator, and sometimes in between my work, I used to feel that I need to recharge myself. So instead of a coffee or a smoke, I would like to meditate. But I used to feel very embarrassed. Like if I sit and meditate here, close my eyes, do something, what will people around me think?
Yeah.
And one day I was in a mall, and it was some Ramzan or something was going on at that time, and I saw a guy praying in front of an elevator. I saw that, and there were so many people around, but he was not bothered. So that was a learning for me that if he can do it in midst of a mall, because it's time to pray, then why should we feel embarrassed? So is it something that you have inspired your team as well to do on a regular basis?
Oh yeah. In fact, in our team,
manage their stress.
absolutely. In our team review call, I always have that slot available where I share and I inspire them to share as well whatever learnings are there. And indirectly, they may not have realized. So far till now, I'm talking to them now. They are getting that inspiration in the form of that connection that I talk about the spirituality through my working, through my
Your
teachings.
day-to-day.
Yes.
Like today also when we came here in the morning, we were quite surprised that our breakfast was already arranged. We're not usually very equipped with us getting so much pampered. But then I think this is something that you were mentioning about seva. There's no other intention but to be nicer to people around you in the first place.
Absolutely.
So that is something great. The values and the core values that you've incorporated in your day-to-day life, in your office and your work. I want to come back to the same question again, putting back to the theme of profession, passion, and purpose. So I'm going to come back to the purpose part of this. Success means different things to different people. For some people, having more wealth is success. For some people, having prestige in the society is success. What does success mean to you, and how do you connect it to your purpose?
Very good question. In fact, many people get trapped in this specific meaning as success, because most of the people, success means an achievement. Success means money. Success means wealth. And specifically in a entrepreneurial domain, most of the people always focus success means how do I make numbers.
Correct.
So I'm very clear, and I'm not actually trying to impress here in the community, but I want to emphasize or impress upon the things that I want to highlight here. The true success means definitely not numbers. So I'm clear what I don't follow. Success means basically you're in a profession of making a difference in somebody's life. So how can I make difference in my community where I'm working? Maybe it's my organization that I'm working, my team. How do I make difference in their lives? In my family, in my customer community, how can I impact their organization in a way that they can become more safe and secure? So for me, those are not number actually typically, but when any customers or any person that gets talk to me and say that thank you very much, Hemant sir, you were amazed. We got so much of insight, or our facility now is well protected based on your advices. That is my success. That customer testimony is my success. That feedback or that compliment when somebody gives me at the end of my interaction or transaction, whatever, is a success to me. So numbers is not something that it matters to me or it excites me. It follows. I know for sure money definitely is not an objective, it's an outcome for me.
This reminds me of the Three Indians wala dialogue. बेटा सक्सेस के पीछे मत भागो, एक्सीलेंस के पीछे भागो.
Exactly.
सक्सेस झक मार के आपके पीछे आएगी.
Exactly. And exactly we have that excellence models in our family to follow. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a journey, but I think we need to have that clarity and passion to follow.
Well, we are very confident and we wish you all the very best for your future endeavors. We're going to move forward and share a AV from your mom.
Wow.
She has something to say to you, so let's have a look at the AV.
Wow.
कंपनी म्हणजे याचा अर्थ सोबत असतो. कंपनी म्हणजे काही भिंती, दरवाजे, पडदे ही कंपनी नाही. जीवनातली कंपनी ही सोबतच असते. आणि आज तुमची जी कंपनी फाउंडेशन साजरं करताय ती कंपनी सुद्धा भिंती नाही, तुमचीच ही साथ आहे. तुमच्या याचं पण नाव त्यांनी दिलंय पूर्व. याचं नाव मराठीत काय असतं? पूर्व तृण म्हणजे काय? सुरुवात. आपण जेव्हा धान्य पेरतो जमिनीत, ते धान्य उगवलं की म्हणजे की धान्य समृद्धी होते, तशी तुमच्या कंपनीची सुद्धा समृद्धी होईल. नावही अप्रतिम आहे. आता कंपनीचा मालक म्हणून मी सांगत नाही, कंपनीचा करता तुम्ही सगळेच करताय. तो एकच करता नाही, तुम्ही पण त्याला साथ देता. म्हणून कंपनी, त्याला तुम्ही कंपनी देता, तुम्ही त्याला कंपनी देता, तो एकमेकाला कंपनी देता. म्हणजे साथ आहे एकमेकाची. आणि ह्या साथीमध्ये ओघ असतो. साथ म्हणजे काय? ओघ. आपल्या कोणतीही महत्वाकांक्षा आपण ठेवली ती ओघाने वाहत असते. म्हणून कंपनी असं त्याला नाव देतो आपण. अजून पुन्हा सांगते मी, कंपनी म्हणजे दरवाजे खिडक्या नाही. कंपनी ही साथ असते. कंपनी ही महत्वाकांक्षा असते. कंपनी हा ओघ असतो, जीवनाचा ओघ. याच्यात आपल्याला प्रोग्रेस करायचा असतो, प्रगती करायची असते. आज तुम्ही छोट्याशा दालनामध्ये ऑफिस सुरू केलं होतं आणि छोट्याशा दालनातून तुम्हाला कितीतरी अडचणी झाल्या असतील, पण त्या दालनामध्ये तुम्ही खुश होते. त्या दालनामधून खुश होता परमेश्वराने तुम्हाला एवढं मोठं सुंदर ऑफिस दिलं. कारण काय? तुमच्या पाठीमागं ओढ होता. प्रगती होईल आपली. आज आपण याच्यातून पुढे निघू. नेहमी कोणीही कोणाला असं प्रगतीच्या वाटावर एकदम ठेवत नाही. परमेश्वराची एक इच्छा असते की हा त्या याच्यातून अडचणीतून कसा प्लीज असतो, कसा आवड निर्माण करतो, कसा आनंदित होईल, याच्यासाठी तो पहिल्यांदा सिच्युएशनच तसं करतो. त्या सिच्युएशन मध्ये आपण जर अत्यंत आनंदित राहिलो तर आपल्याला परमेश्वर भरपूर देत असतो.
I'm missing her today because had she been there, proud of what we are doing, how we are doing, but she's always there in the form of thoughts that she has given, the teaching that she had given, and she defined here what does our company means. That is what she said. That company is not a wall. It's all about your culture. It's your people inside organization. So for me, just to talk about my mom, she has been my eternal force, because in this challenging world, and that too in an entrepreneurial domain, it is very, very difficult for you to remain highly motivated, highly energetic,
Yes.
and you cannot be that. So there will be always ups and downs. So whenever I'm in down, high, low in energy or sentiment or discouraged, she comes and tell me, okay, get up, man. You can't remain here. You have got to get up and stand up and do it, because she has been a very, very strong person in our family, and I am really glad that her teachings actually made us today what we are or how we are. So thank you, mom, wherever you are today. But it always been an inspiration for me to do more and better things than my yesterday, because for me, I always compete yesterday. How can I make today better than yesterday? That is what my life is all about. And I think in everybody's life, the Mata and Pita's blessings makes a lot of difference. And I'm really fortunate to have those blessings with me always. So thank you for playing this video. It was lovely.
Coming back to the last question for the day, what are your future goals for the company?
Again, it's a vision that I have, and I can probably talk detail, but just to respect the time of everyone here, our vision is very, very clear where we want to go. And in one of our presentation or our slide that we have, by 2030 we want to make this a world-class company. There are many people on the lighter side. They said, "Even they have forget about world-class. Have to either."
Even the scenario just exists.
It just exists. So always in an organization it's like a caterpillar stages, So we are in that stage of poo-poo, what you call third stage, from egg to poo-poo and then adult. So or in a business environment, you can say always struggle is the first phase, survival is the second phase, scalability is the third phase, and then you become a system-driven company is the fourth phase, where you are not involved. The company is actually like a flywheel. So today we are in a third stage. I would say struggle and survival is over. We are in a stage where we want to scale up our business, scale up our opportunities, scale up our team, scale up our reach to the customer, and that is how we are in a stage. And by 2030, we will make it happen. And I'm very, very determined. I'm very, very clear about the vision and goal of this company that we want to bring in level. And we are already on a right mode or a right path where we want to go. And I'm sure the team is with me to take me to that level where we want to be, to make this organization a world-class organization by 2030. So that's what my vision, and it's not a statement. It needs a lot of steps, hard work, efforts, and I'm sure every day we are marching towards making this company a global company. So that's what my clear statement I would say, and hope Ineos actually conspires me to take to that level one day.
I'm sure it will. What message would you like to give to our audiences watching us today?
First of all, thank you so much for listening. That's what my first gratitude to all, with my hands folded. Thank you all my team for being here. It was a great experience, even for getting this show organized. Shilpa, Tulika, Rahul, Vidya, Ritul, everybody was on toes to get this show done. And again, it's not a advertisement or marketing. It was all about our connections and commitment towards our community that we wanted to showcase. So I really thank you for all watchers here, my family, friends, customer community, associates, for spending their 90 minutes. I think your blessings in the form of our are really going to inspire us, and it will motivate us to do better than yesterday. And I'm sure things are going to be busier than what we are today, because COVID is going to be just a history. So I think just stay focused, stay motivated, and everybody has a space to work on. That's what I want to talk about today in this forum.
Thank you so much, Hemant sir, for having this heart-to-heart conversation. I thoroughly enjoyed having this conversation with you. And I would like to wish you and your entire team all the very best. I'm sure with your passion, with your zeal, with your positivity, you're definitely going to achieve all the heights of success. And everybody watching us today must be very, very inspired hearing your life story. And with this, we come to the end of our event. Thank you so much, everyone, for taking out your precious time and being present here with us. Here's the information about our social connect. So if you have any direct questions, please post it here and we will ensure it is answered to you. Do like this YouTube video and share amongst community and subscribe to our channel. You can join our group by clicking a link posted in chat or drop a mail to info@eastcorpgroup.com.
Great. So thank you so much again for being here. Have a nice weekend. Stay well.